Hi, my name is Ken. I'm with Meteor Inkjet, and today I'm going to give a brief introduction to our new digital front-end software package, MetIndustrial. MetIndustrial is definitely the most versatile digital front-end we've produced to date. And one of the reasons for that is because it supports a wide variety of printing methods. This package supports single pass as well as multi-scan print method and single pass scanning, which is often used for 3D printing. MetIndustrial gives you a quick, easy way to get started developing your new printer. That's because there's no programming required. Simply install it, configure it, and you're ready to print. In a few moments, I'll be giving you a live demonstration where you can see all of the standard features that come with MetIndustrial, as well as some of the optional packages that you can use together with MetIndustrial to give it even more versatility. Optional eLab Pro allows you to rip PDF, TIFF, and JPEG directly into MetIndustrial. Support for 1, 2, and 4-bit per pixel, monochrome and color, and includes options like ICC profile processing, and the RIP can also be controlled from the command line so that you can incorporate it directly into your own user interface. The Met 3D option allows you to slice and rip STL files directly into MetIndustrial. This has support for 1, 2, and 4-bit per pixel, which gives it the grayscale capability. It also has support for jetting multiple material for 3D objects. I'll begin our demonstration by giving you a brief introduction to the user interface. Across the top we have a toolbar. On the left, these two buttons allow you to add and remove jobs from the ready queue here in the middle. We have another button here that takes you into the configuration area where you can set up everything for your particular printer. This button here brings you to a live updated log file, which will show you what's going on in the system. And then in this area we have a place where you can add buttons to launch external applications. I've added a button here to launch our optional eLab Pro RIP, another button to launch our optional Met 3D slicer. You can also add buttons to launch any application that you produce yourselves. In this section of MetIndustrial, we've got two queues. In the middle, as I mentioned before, a ready queue. This is where we have jobs that are ready to be printed. On the right, this queue is where you'll have jobs. You can add jobs from the ready queue to this print queue on the right. Whenever you click on and select a job in the ready queue, these two panels over here will give you a preview of what that job looks like. And in the lower left, this panel shows you information about that job. Things like number of pages, resolution, bits per pixel, stuff like that. Now let's take a job in the ready queue and move it over to the print queue. We do that by clicking on this button. It brings up a window where you can make adjustments to the positioning on the page. And then when you click the blue button here, that pushes it over into the print queue. We can also select the number of copies that we want to print there. Once it's in the print queue, with these buttons you can control starting the job, stopping it, pausing it. Another feature of MetIndustrial is print modes. This allows you to create and select a print mode which can contain the resolution that you want to run the job at, bits per pixel. You can also add waveform selection as well as the type of print trigger that you're going to use for that job, internal or external. Next, what we'll do is use the eLab Pro Rip to rip a PDF job, add it to the ready queue, move it to the print queue, and go ahead and print it using our print simulator. So I'm going to click on the button for eLab Pro. That brings this up, and I'll take this job here, add it to the rip queue. I can select a rip configuration, resolutions, and when I click this button, it'll rip the job and add it directly to the queue. There it is. And then clicking here, prepare the job, and now push it over into the print. Let's make this 10 copies. Notice that as I increase the number of copies that we're going to print, the estimated ink usage that's calculated here increases with that. We'll print 20 copies of that, and I'll start the print simulator. Click Start, and there it is, printing. You'll notice that as it's printing, the ink usage goes up along with the number of copies that's then printed. And there it is, the job's finished. Next, I will show you a couple of standard features that come with MetIndustrial that are very helpful in troubleshooting as well as in the development lab. We'll start with the Meteor Status Monitor. In the Status Monitor, in the Status tab, some of the things that you'll be able to see are the printer state, head power, print trigger counts, status of the encoder, board temperatures, and when it's supported, even the print head temperatures. You can also select and edit the Meteor configuration files. In here we can look at and make changes to the configuration file. And it also, this indicator down here shows the connection status to the Meteor system. The green indicator tells us that we are connected, and all of the head driver cards that are supported by the print controller card. Another standard feature that is very helpful and useful for troubleshooting and development is called SimPrint. And what SimPrint does is it uses the data that's being sent to the print heads to create what is essentially a virtual proof file that you can open up and view to see what the printout's going to look like. So to use SimPrint, what we do is go in here into settings and we enable saving SimPrint files. We apply that, and now a good file to demonstrate this will be this colorful test file here, and we'll open up the eLab RIP to print that job, to rip that job, excuse me. And then once we have it in MetIndustrial, what we can do is print the file, and as soon as the file is printed, it's also going to save a SimPrint file. Push that over here. As soon as I click Start, it's going to produce that SimPrint file. we can click on this button in the status monitor to view that file. Here it is. Here's the SimPrint file. And there it is. So one of the things that we can do using the SimPrint application is we can view independently each of the color channels. Right now we're just viewing the cyan and the black. We'll go back to viewing all 4 colors and then show you another useful feature with this. You can zoom in and out. You can zoom all the way into the pixel level if you want. It also gives you coordinates on X and Y position, the X and Y dimensions of the job in pixels. But if we turn on this feature right here, where we're displaying the print heads in the print bar, each in a different color. This is the upper print head and the lower print head in our 2-head print bar. And then this is one that's also very helpful. See this area right here? We can see this, the 4-pixel stitch zone very easily using SimPrint. Another feature that's included with MetIndustrial is called MetRemote. MetRemote comes with a small SDK package that allows you to develop an application that can run on the same computer or another computer on the LAN, wired or wireless, and take control of the printing capabilities in MetIndustrial. For example, you can select a job from the ready queue and select print mode, enter the number of copies you want to print, move the job from the ready queue to the print queue, and kick off printing. You can also monitor the status of jobs that are printing, query the system for the number of copies that have been printed, do other things like check print head temperature. So to demonstrate this capability, what I've done is using Visual Studio and C# I created this MetRemote test app, and you'll notice in here it's displaying the jobs that are in the ready queue. So as soon as I'm connected like this, I can take control of that. So let's take this job here. We'll give it an ID number, and we'll print 5 copies of that. And as soon as I click add, it's going to set that up for printing. Now the job's over here and queued. So the next thing we can do, kick it off for printing, enter the ID number, job name, click start, and now it's printing. There, job is finished. Okay, click stop there. So that gives you just a little bit of an idea of what you can do with printing. You can also do things like select the print mode. You'll notice right now it's on 400 by 400 2-bit per pixel. I can select this and change that print mode. MetRemote gives you another range of capabilities that you can do with MetIndustrial. Now we can take a look at how you configure MetIndustrial for the particulars of your print system. We do that in here in settings. There's a number of tabs that you can go through to make these selections. For example, in here you can specify the number of print heads. You can also select a stitch method. Butt stitch, AABB, randomized. Selections like that are made in the Head Positions tab. You can also, over here is where you specify the name and the number of colors that are going to be used. Over in this section, you can set up parameters for your encoder as well as the print trigger. This is also where you make the selection for the print method that you'll be using. FIFO is most common for variable data, image store for common single pass, And then single pass scanning, which is most often used for 3D printing, or scanning type printers would choose this multi-pass scanning. Another standard feature in MetIndustrial is NozzleFix. NozzleFix allows you to compensate for misfiring or non-firing nozzles. It's pretty simple to use. You print out a built-in test chart, scan it, drop it into a hot folder, and NozzleFix takes care of the rest.